All right, people. What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode, I guess, 2, right? Of
Yeah.
season 2. I saw you label it that of, what is it called? Anime Shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
See, I know this stuff. I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready. And we are here to talk about episode 2 of season 4 of My Hero Academia. It's called Overhaul. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna most likely make fun of it here and there.
Oh, I'm sure there's a few things.
But we're gonna be positive
Yes.
vibes. That's what this is all about. 'Cause that's what My Hero is about.
So if you watched our last episode 1 of season 2 of Anime Shenanigans,
Yes.
I said to Gore, hey, there's a movie for My Hero coming out. And he's like, oh shit. And he went to go check out the trailer. So we'll talk about that briefly now, just to kind of give quick thoughts about it, and then we'll get into the episode. I think because it's not going to take that much time.
Yeah.
So what'd you think? What'd you think of the trailer?
I don't know what was going on. It's another one of these where they have to do a field trip, it seems like. And I guess this one's more of them actually doing hero work, I guess.
Yeah.
That's what I gathered. And there's a guy that's like, was he as strong as All For One or whatever? He has like the strength of All For One. What was that again?
He's got multiple quirks. He's got 9.
Just like All For One. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's why. All right, and he's 9. That's his name.
Yeah, because he's got 9 quirks.
And immediately I was like, okay, so this guy seems like he's probably going to be more of a villain. Not that, what was his name?
Wolfram or something. Yeah, he was pretty forgettable.
Wolfram.
He was Magneto.
He was forgettable.
I called him Magneto at the time.
Yeah, most of the time in that movie, I thought he was just like a henchman. Like he was just like the guy that looks like he's going to be the main bad guy, but then at the end, the actual bad guy will reveal himself.
I mean, he pretty much was a henchman, right?
Yeah, because he was working with All For One.
Yeah.
But he was still the main bad guy at the end, I guess, that they had to fight. A sick fight at the end, so I was okay with that.
Yeah, probably the best part of that movie was that fight.
Yeah.
But
that was great.
I had complaints with it. I thought the story was pretty basic, and I saw the twist coming like a mile away. With like how the friend, the childhood friend of All Might, secretly was doing something. But I didn't expect the second twist where he would like double back and like turn good again, like because there was another evil guy. So it was, but that's in the past. This new one, oddly enough, I guess takes place after season 5 of My Hero,
that's strange.
Which is weird, and I don't know if I should recommend people to watch it because of that. Because I mean, I'll be fine because I read the manga, but for people who just watch the anime, I don't know if I can just say like, "Hey, you should watch this movie."
That's really weird that they're doing it. I guess they wanted to get their movie out, but couldn't they just make up in their story? Which I'm assuming the first movie is a made up story, right? It's not anything from the manga, right?
Yeah, the first one's totally made up.
Why couldn't they just do that again?
And I assume that's what this one is too, because this stuff isn't in the manga either.
Sure, but it's going to reference things from the what actually happened in the
possibly,
manga,
yeah.
Which makes me think, why didn't they just do another in between maybe 3 and 4 this time? Because last time it was in between 2 and 3, right?
See, my only hope is they don't reference stuff that happens on the main show, and they just keep it its own isolated thing. Because it makes sense then, because it's okay, well, there's no spoilers. It's
the first line in the movie is when All Might died from that massive battle in episode 25 of season 4. I'm like, we still have some time. I didn't see it yet.
Yeah. But anyway, visually it looks really good.
It does look really good. Yeah.
And my biggest complaint, other than the story of the first movie, was they didn't have enough of the students fighting.
Yes, that was mine too.
Exactly. I think that's a lot of people's as well. And this one, they straight up say in the trailer, oh, it's Class 1A, all together fighting. So it's okay, I'm excited for that.
You get some Bakugo and Deku.
Yeah, they teased that. That's kind of cool. I think that would be a good fight.
That'd be good.
So yeah, overall, the movie looks really exciting. I'm glad I'll be able to watch it and tell people whether they should avoid it or not based on spoilers.
Right.
I think it'll be kind of interesting to see. So, anything else you want to say about that? It's just a trailer, so we're just
it was 90 seconds. It was short, and it was good. It was pretty fast paced too. That
comes out
trailer,
soon.
so.
I mean, and if you're in Japan,
December.
so hopefully it's not that much farther.
Because it's pretty popular in America, I would assume after that, probably the latest February or March.
Yeah, they got to have some time to dub it, but I don't think it would take that long for a movie. I mean, it's only 90 minutes for a movie.
Yeah,
so
if they could do an episode a week, then I could. maybe like a little over a month to dub it. Maybe.
Yeah,
that's it.
I would agree.
So
yeah, that's the movie. Two Heroes. Well, we'll find a time to talk about it once it comes out, because I think this season will span around that time anyway, so we'll still be talking about stuff. So, anyway, episode 2 of season 4, titled Overhaul, right? That's
which I was like, why was it called Overhaul? I guess the other bad guys, that's their team name, I guess.
So are you talking about the hands guy?
The hands guy.
Okay,
well,
so
there's many characters that use their hands to murder you.
Well, the one that has the costume where there's hands like touching all over him. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, that's Itaraki. What is his name?
So his name's Shigaraki.
Shigaraki.
Yes.
I almost had it.
And he runs for now, the League of Villains. Like, that's the name.
The League of Shadows. Is what I call it.
And then an Overhaul is the new guy.
That's his name. Overhaul.
Yeah.
I think he said something about Overhaul. I thought maybe that was his team name.
So they said his real name in the show, and I watched your reaction.
Shie, I think. Shie, right?
I watched your reaction, and you're like, "What the hell is that name?" Don't worry, just call him Overhaul. That's his villain name. It's much easier.
Okay, Overhaul is easy. I thought for some reason his team name was Overhaul. I don't know why. I don't know why. But
yeah, that group is. They just call them the Yakuza, more or less.
Okay, that's a better name than Overhaul. Team Overhaul or some shit. Like, I forgot. I guess they showed him doing his quirk in the last season, and I forgot that his quirk is just pretty much he can manipulate your body to explode.
I will not comment on specifically what his power is, but that is, you could call it that.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was getting like Fist of the North Star. Like,
Nani?
Nani? And then you just explode.
Very quickly, before we get to the good stuff, we get a really quick beginning where Deku's calling Gran Torino, and he's like, hey, I need someone to work with for my work studies, and he's like, I'm busy. And then that's all that was. And I just felt like we should say that.
I could be wrong, but wasn't that in the last episode of season 3?
It was, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that because he was like, "Who are you?"
Yeah, some of this stuff was actually in the last season or the last episode of last season. They had Overhaul walking to meet the villains, and then it didn't like, say any words or anything. It just stopped there.
Right. He was with Twice.
Yeah. And then intro, of course. I'll skip past that. Me and Gore, by the way, we kind of just pull up the episode and kind of skim through, and helps us keep on pace for what happens.
We're lazy. Especially me.
So now we get to the fun stuff. I think you really liked this, so why don't you go away with like what they do here with the villains.
Okay. All right, so Twice and this new guy, Overhaul, Shie, I guess. Shie is actually not as hard to remember. Overhaul is definitely easier.
Yeah,
so I'll just call him Overhaul.
90% of people just call him Overhaul. It's easy.
Yeah. Like Itaraki or Shigaraki or what's his name? Shigaraki, right?
Shigaraki, yeah.
Shigaraki. Okay, that's harder to remember than Shie. But so anyway, Overhaul and Twice, they show up. Twice is like, hey, I got this guy over here who wants to join the crew, except he doesn't really want to.
Yeah.
He actually wants to show up to say, hey, you guys work for me now. I run this. And of course, Shigaraki, hand guy. What's his actual villain name?
So he doesn't really have a villain name.
Facepalm is what people call him, right?
The goon who came in with Overhaul called him Palm Guy or Palm Face.
Facepalm, I think. Right?
Yeah. So you can call him whatever you want, but his name's Shigaraki. So
yeah. Okay. So he says like, I'm running this. I don't want to join you guys. You're with me, and I was actually surprised by just the way this guy talks, because I was immediately, I saw him with his dumb beak and his eyes. And
it's not super intimidating, his voice, but
no, it's not.
It's kind of
like,
cool.
Hey,
that's kind of cool.
He kind of talks like this. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
But his quirk is definitely intimidating, because he says like, hey, I'm going to take this place over you. You work for me now. He pretty much does the Joker scene from The Dark Knight, where he gets the guy. He's like, you work for he does the pencil trick, and then he cuts the guys.
That's a good comparison, actually.
Yeah, and then one guy shows up, and it's like, I forgot his name too. Is the guy that has like some with his arm or something like that. I forgot his name. Like one of the villains. We see him before in previous episodes, but he's just kind of like in the background. I forgot his name. But anyway,
the
he's
marble
like,
guy.
Is that him? I don't know.
Are you talking about the one that makes people into marbles, or are you talking about the guy who's got the magnet?
It's the guy that explodes. I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Spoilers. I don't know his name. I don't remember his quirk either, but I remember seeing him before.
Really quickly, I think it's worth mentioning. There's a scene where it shows Magna, however you
That's
want
his
to pronounce
name,
it.
right?
Yeah,
Magna. There you go.
It shows a really.
This,
A lot of people are confused why they showed this scene. It's like a flashback of him talking to this transgender individual, and most people don't know what that is. In the manga, they kind of briefly mention this, but so Magna is also a transgender person, and
I didn't know.
So. I'm glad they included that. I mean, obviously it's nice, but it kind of threw people off because they didn't like, what the heck is this? Like, it's just random.
I just thought I wasn't like weirded out because there was a guy, whatever in the flashback. I was weirded out because it was just the placement of the flashback. He's just like he's charging at him.
Yeah.
And he's like, and I don't know what he said. He says like I won't let people control me or something like that. Pretty much is what he's saying.
Yeah, because Overhaul came in here and he's like, follow me, like you guys have the notoriety and we have the plan, so like let me absorb you guys into our group and I'll be the leader. And Magna's like, no, someone I love told me like don't let people control you, and like kind of made the outburst happen. And
it's just like they wanted to get as much character development for that character, just like as much as they could in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
It's just like,
which
so here's a flashback and here's a speech and then he explodes.
Yeah, that's true. It is. I mean, at least they tried. It'd be better than like just generic, like, oh, dead. Like,
I do like that the show hasn't really been, when it comes to brutality. It's had its moments, especially with Deku with his arm. But
in terms of deaths,
I don't think when it comes to deaths, they haven't really had too many. They've had moments where I'm like, oh, he's definitely dead, and I'm like, no, they're not. I was like, okay,
yeah.
Here, this guy is dead.
Oh yeah, he's done. He's 100% flatlined. There's only like legs left. I think his whole torso just obliterated into a cloud of blood. And it was literally his legs splatted on the ground, and like blood goes on the camera, and then like blood's raining from the room, like all over him. And he's like, "Oh man, I hate getting dirty." As he wipes it off himself, like
that was like straight out of like Hellsing. It's like, Jesus.
And then all the other villains are like, "Holy shit, this guy's bad news." So they all like kind of rush at him. The marble guy, I can't remember his name. Feel free to correct him in the comments. Be mad at me if you want. I don't know his name. When he touches people, it makes him little marbles. You remember him from... he gets his arm blown off, but not before a dart hits him from a sniper or gunner, whatever, hiding in the room.
McCree showed up.
Yeah. And so this dart hits him, and it nullifies his power. We'll get into that later in the season, but it's worth highlighting. That's what happened.
Okay, that's a good highlight, because I didn't even notice that. Right?
Yeah.
And then thought he got knocked out.
And then he's like, wait, where's my power? And then it's like too late because the guy blows up his arm. And then and then Shigaraki's like, okay, time for me to step in. And he rushes after Overhaul, and the guy shoots again, but he misses. And so Overhaul's like, oh, quick, a shield. Like he snaps his fingers, and one of his goons jumps in the way to protect him. He dies because Shigaraki obviously turns people to ash with his just by touching him. So, and then things just kind of calmed down from there. Oh, in a way. Yeah,
the rest of his crew busts in, and he's just like, you know what, whatever, I'm tired. I'm leaving here. So, and he said, one thing I thought was funny. He said, like, all right, we're 1-1, except I owe you an arm because you flew off an
took
arm.
one, yeah.
So
yeah,
I thought it was cool. But yeah, he was
I will
like,
say, remember that line for later.
Someone losing an arm
could be. I don't know.
Gaining an arm. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be either one. Either one.
Yeah, either
but
one.
Yeah, the goons are kind of cool looking. One's like a giant brute dude, and he's got a little like. It looks like a Skull Knight. Have you ever played that indie game? He looks like that character. He's like riding on the back of him, like a. I don't know.
Okay. All right. I'm trying to remember that game.
I don't know what his power is. That little guy, but he's there.
Okay. Yeah, let me look at them again because I don't actually have it up again. I just remember Cowboy McCree guy.
Cowboy McCree. Always... the guy with the other beak. He also had the beak.
Yeah. I just anybody that has like a 6-shooter and has kind of a cowboy look to him, I always just compare him to McCree at this point.
Yeah.
By the way, that's Overwatch for people that might not know. It's a video game. You can get on your Switch right now. It's 12 frames a second. But anyway.
So he walks away, gives Shigaraki his card, says, "Hey, when you calm down, call me." And that's basically the first half of this episode. Really action packed, and it kind of sets the tone for things that are to come. Anything else you want to say about that?
No, it's just that it was a really good opening to the episode, and it don't get me wrong, it's a really good episode. It's just after that it goes.
It's really weird how it begins compared to how it ends.
How it ends.
It's like two different ends of the spectrum. We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Explodes in a brutal way, and a guy loses his arm, and there's like threats and shit at the end of this episode. We'll get to it.
I'm definitely using that scene at the end of the episode as the thumbnail for this episode, by the way, because it's so weird. Yeah. So we then cut to Aizawa, just telling the kids like, "Hey, you got work studies coming up," and they're like, "Oh," everyone's like, "Yeah, hero stuff," and
he's like, "Nah,
yeah,
you shouldn't do it," and everyone's like, "What?" Which I guess that makes sense because don't they do work studies in that movie?
Well, they do like in the movie. I think in the movie is like more of a vacation, but they definitely did internships back in season 2.
Yeah,
I
they
remember that.
Yeah,
but,
I do remember that.
Yeah,
Deku didn't have anybody, and that's when he grouped up with Gran Torino, right?
Yeah, and he's like, he shows up and like, "Oh, this dude's nuts. He's crazy. He's just like a senile old man." But he actually helped him out.
He's like, "What's that?" But no, I do remember like Bakugo joining that, like, what was it, like a fashion?
Yeah, he
some
joined
guy
Best
about
Genius.
Fashion or whatever. Yeah, the fashionista guy.
That's pretty great. And he tried to like groom him to like be civilized, not
they got his hair down and stuff. I remember that. It's
so funny what happens next? I'm trying to think. Trying to skim here.
Right after this, doesn't Deku do his thing? Like, I need to find somebody to take me and train me and stuff. And he's thinking about what's his name, Night Eye? Is that his name?
Yeah, Night Eye, the only one who's ever been All Might's sidekick.
Yeah, so he's like, "Oh, I should get him to take me on," and he's like, "Oh, let me ask All Might if he can introduce me." And then he goes to All Might, and All Might's like, "Nah."
He's like, "Nope, sorry."
And he says, happening. "No, not because you shouldn't, because I just can't do it, because I got a whole thing with my sidekick. I can't show myself because of shame.
Yeah,
because he told me to not do all the hero stuff that much anymore, and I did. And now I'm all scrawny and crappy, so I can't do it."
And then he's like, I can't introduce you, but emphasis on I can't. Someone else who can. Basically, some
weirdo that was introduced in the last season. Maybe he can help you. So,
would you call him Tintin?
Yeah, I go. He just reminds me of Tintin with that.
He does.
Hair
No. He definitely looks like Tintin. I looked it up. I'm like, damn. Yeah, this boy's Tintin. He's only missing his dog.
Not stereotype. What do you call steroided out Tintin?
Pretty much. And so he's Mirio is his name. He's walking down the hall with his friends, the other big three, and he gets called to the office. And he's sitting there with Deku and All Might, and they're talking, and he's like, "Hey, do you mind introducing Deku to Night Eye?" And he's like, he asks Deku, like, "Oh, what kind of hero do you want to be?" And Deku goes on inner monologue of things he's gone through. And
I thought this was good too, because he
really
always does like, "I want to be a one that I have a smile on my face."
He started that way, and then he's like, he got really serious and just ditched the line he's been saying forever, and he like gave a straight up like, I want to be the strongest one. Like, I'm done breaking my arm. I'm done being the guy who's like just punches once and is done. I want to be like strong. I want to be.
He wants
good.
to be One Punch Man.
Yeah, pretty much.
Done.
So then he's like making, and Mirio's like, "Oh, fine, I'll introduce you. I have no problem." And then it shows that All Might actually, before he met Deku, was like at the school, and the principal's like, "This kid Mirio would be a great successor."
Right.
And basically, you learn here that if he didn't meet Deku when he did, Mirio would have been the next guy to get his power. So
true. So Deku got lucky.
He got very lucky. Imagine if he.
I guess to be fair, Deku did almost sacrifice himself just to help Bakugo. That was like the beginning.
So I always think about this. Like, what if that stupid sludge thing didn't attack Deku? Like, that guy's the real MVP of the series.
That's true.
That would have you never met him. Like, you never jumped on his leg as he flew through the air, and like,
I don't know. I'm here and all that stuff. Yeah,
crazy.
I mean, I wonder how that really would have changed the series. If,
it would just be about Bakugo, like yelling at things.
Was it like a water bottle he was in or something like that? Right?
Yeah, it was like a big Pepsi bottle. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. That was weird.
The series is just about like Bakugo yelling at things for the rest of the series.
Deku. Yeah, except Deku he calls somebody
Deku.
else Deku.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be somebody else he hates, right? He'll hate like the little pervert guy.
Oh yeah, Mineta.
Mineta.
I love how the first episode, like the first name you remembered was Mineta. Like out of anyone.
Well, it's just because when you hate somebody so passionately, you remember their names.
You know what? That's fair. That's fair.
I'll never forget Tracer's name.
Yeah, Gore does not like Tracer from Overwatch.
Hey, if you like her, that's fine, but not a fan. Anyway, I like Overwatch a lot. That's why I bring it up all the time.
So now we get to some interesting stuff. So basically, they're on their way to Night Eye's agency, and they're walking through the door, and all it's good, and we get the scene where there's this new blue girl, like her name's Bubble Girl,
which I didn't realize, but somebody mentioned that she was in the last season,
like for a quick scene, like
and I don't think she was blue, was she?
Pretty sure she was.
She was? Okay.
Yeah.
And someone also told me that she was a fan creation.
Yes.
I think you told me that too last time. But I didn't remember that because I didn't remember who she was, and then someone told me in the comments.
Yeah. So this scene we're about to talk about, it's actually gotten a lot of like flack from people on the internet.
I wonder why.
So just a little context. This girl is actually from the manga. There was at the time when the manga was covering this stuff, Horikoshi, he made a contest for the fans, and he's like, "Hey, submit your designs and like their power, and we'll pick the best one." And they picked Bubble Girl. I mean,
they said her name was Bubble Girl, I'm like, come on.
Yeah, it hasn't shown what her powers are yet, but I'll just say they're pretty stupid.
Yeah, she makes bubbles, I'm assuming.
Yeah, but something about the bubbles is stupid. I mean, it's cool, but it's dumb. We'll get to that probably next episode and one after. So this scene, Night Eye is watching his computer, and Bubble Girl is like reading the report. And apparently, according to Mirio, the thing with Night Eye is you always want to try to make this guy laugh. You want to make like Night Eye laugh,
right.
And he doesn't laugh at the report. I don't get it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, this scene was weird when I read it, and it's even weirder like to see it happen. But basically, he's like, "Oh, you didn't make me laugh," and she's like, "Oh no!" And like she gets strapped
Which is
to a
weird already.
Yeah, she gets
creeping up on her like, "You didn't make me laugh." I'm like, "What the? Where's it gonna happen?"
And she gets strapped to a tickle machine, and it's just like really, really weird. And obviously this scene's getting a lot of flack for being really just taking people out of the episode.
Can we mention, before we even get to the tickle machine, can we mention her costume?
Yeah, it's a reverse low cut where it's like her underboob.
It's like 40% underboob. I'm like, what? Like no other, like besides what's her name, which she has a reason, I guess. It's a silly reason, but I forgot her name.
Momo.
Momo. Okay.
Yeah.
Besides her, like everybody else doesn't really have costumes like that.
Yeah, where it's really revealing.
Yeah, like maybe some of the like a teacher and the gigantic girl, but they don't have costumes like that. They might use their sexuality, but for the most part, it's not too overbearing.
Yeah, this show itself is not sexual. Like it's very much like a PG-13-esque kind of show. So
yeah, that's why I really like it. It's all about like actually being a hero, and there's action and the characters and some friendship and stuff. There's a lot of anime out there where I watch maybe the first few episodes, and I'm just like, I watched that one called like 7 Deadly Sins or something like that.
Yeah, that show.
I tried to watch that, and every 5 minutes there's like a female character. Her skirt flew up.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on. Like, I don't want this.
And this show, I'm glad they just center all of that around Mineta. Like, if you're gonna have it, just like center it into one character, and then that'll be it. Yeah. But in all fairness, I don't think Bubble Girl is like a bad character. Like her personality, she's not a jerk. She seems like a nice person. It's just like the design and the scene itself is really weird.
Yeah, it's just like when whoever it was you originally, but whoever told me in the comments on my reaction, that it was a fan creation, I was like, that makes perfect sense.
Because it doesn't match the other designs of like the other characters, you know. So
yeah, it looks like some what's it called, deviant art. Like,
yeah,
like there's my hero character, Bubble Girl.
I'll just say, I hope she's an adult. I assume she is if she's the current sidekick
so.
of Night Eye. So yeah.
I mean, Momo's not, but you see how they dress her. So
yeah. I mean, at least
weird.
she like
anime's weird.
She only like does that when she's in combat. At least this girl's just like doing a report and she's wearing this. So
yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
No offense to beautiful women out there, but you don't always need to wear revealing stuff. That's all it is.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Especially if you're an anime girl, we
well,
got plenty of that.
Their contracts probably say like, oh, you need to wear this.
Bubble Girl's contract is a
so
it's a non-disclosure agreement.
We do end on a high note though.
This was great.
Yeah, do you want to take this away?
Sure, I'll do this. So Deku is sitting here like, I need to make him laugh. I ain't funny. I don't think he says that.
As he's watching this girl get tormented on a tickle machine.
Yeah, he's having this like deep, like in his brain, he's just like, I need to, while you just hear her like screaming in the background, which is weird, and you see it in the background too. So it's very strange. This tickle machine, by the way, is just weird because it's just like, I'm glad it was just like on the sides. It was tickling her because it would have been a really weird visual.
It's so weird. Otherwise. It's weird, man. That's all I gotta say. It's so weird.
Yeah. So he's having this like deep, like in his mind, he's having this like, oh my god, I can't make him.
I'm not a very funny person.
I'm not funny.
I don't got much.
And he's just I don't know where he's just like, I know what I could do, and he just like his face contorts into an All Might face. He just looks like All Might. Yeah. And he's just like, I'll do my All Might impression. I've been working on it for years.
I am Izuku Midoriya. Like he says it in All Might's voice.
Yeah, which is weird.
Yeah.
This isn't the first time he's had that face before. I remember him
in
doing
season
that
2 when All Might was like, do you remember what happened? What I said to you when I gave you my quirk? And his face does that, and he's like, "Eat this!" Yeah,
which is great.
It was great. Yeah, classic.
But it's just a weird visual. This guy, like, he looks like All Might. He looks like a 10-year-old.
Yeah, but he's got the big man face of All Might.
Girl getting tortured by a tickling machine, screaming. This Sasuke looking dude. Just he doesn't look like that. But it reminds me of Sasuke whenever I see a character like that. But. Like Seto Kaiba kind of looking character, just like
the mood. They're kind of moody and like kind of tall and like brooding. Yeah,
exactly. But so it's just weird. It's a weird, even for anime, it's a weird visual. Like you can look at some of the goofy ass designs of some of the characters in this and be like, all right, it's weird, but I probably saw just as weird stuff in like X-Men movies before, so whatever. This is just.
And it was funny. He was like, when I was a kid, I just practiced in front of a mirror, like trying this face. And, like every time it got like more and more like All Might. Like, and then Sir Night Eye's not impressed.
No, he's like, because he thinks he's mocking All Might.
And he loves All Might. Like this Night Eye is like the only rival to Deku in terms of fanhood for All Might. So
right,
and then
so. It ends pretty much with him going like, "You're making fun of All Might," and like Deku's like, "Oh no, he's not laughing," and then it just hard cuts to the credits.
And Mirio's like, "Oh no, he's not funny.
He's not funny," and then it just hard cuts to the credits. It's like, all right, that's a weird cliffhanger. It's pretty funny.
So again, you get the first beginning of the episode. Literally, someone dies. Blows up,
exploded,
and then their arm gets ripped off.
That's a close casket.
Yeah, and then at the end, you get a tickle machine and an All Might impersonation. Really, I think they could have like bridged that better. Like you go from like death to like laughter and anime girls tickling and
which is actually funny because we were talking about, me and you were talking before we recorded this, how Primal. You didn't watch Primal yet.
I have not yet. No.
There's one episode that does a good job of this. I ain't gonna spoil it, but there's an episode that does a good job of this, bridging this type of thing,
like something hardcore to like lighthearted.
To lighthearted, which this I don't think really succeeded, because not that I was like horrified exactly from the first half, but it was exactly what I wanted from previous seasons. I actually wanted some stakes, so I'm glad that they actually finally introduced a character that will most likely kill, like not that I need everybody to die, because I don't want that, but I'm just saying, like, we always, like, for 3 seasons we're talking about, like, heroes and villains and heroes. Villains are trying to, hurt good people and stuff. We have to stop them, but we never really see the villains ever hurt anybody. Like, they get hurt, but then, like, the next episode they're fine. They have a bandage on their cheek.
The closest we saw was Stain, when he was like cutting people and stuff.
That's true. Yeah. And if he tastes the blood, they freeze, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of the same thing with what's her name too? The other girl that's like crazy. Doesn't she have like a blood power?
So she, when she eats blood or whatever, she can take the shape, like the form of whatever person she.
Yeah. There you go. That's what it was.
I'm not a fan of her, by the way, Toga. The internet loves her, and I'm just like, I
don't know. She hasn't done anything for me to even like her or not. Like, she's not as lame as other characters.
No, people like her because she's like the Harley Quinn, kind of crazy, like Mr. J, so. Like
Yeah, I see that. I always find that kind of lame as a character, just having someone crazy, like generic crazy. I don't know. She seems like she's just like kind of in the background though most of the time.
Pretty much for a long time, she will be.
Yeah, it worked with Harley Quinn. I don't know if it worked like.
Well, but Shigaraki's no Joker, so the dynamic is not the same.
No,
but
no. True that. But what were we talking about?
Just the contrast of the first half to the second half.
Yeah,
if you ask me, they should have put the funny part first and then ended like on the bloodiness.
That would have been a great ending, actually. Just watching them walk away and stuff.
Because then it's like, oh shit, here we go, next episode, like bring it on. But now it's
because that would have been a way better ending.
But now it's just like really weird.
I know they wanted to do the recap, but I think the first half of the last episode would have been great as like a recap, and then the last half is that scene in the beginning of this episode. I thought that would be a great way to open the season. If anything.
But so we're 2 for 2 for weird scenes in the episodes. Episode 1 had that weird camera selfie thing, like that was weird, and then this was weirder.
This is definitely weirder.
But at least this one was meant to be there because it was the manga. So I mean, there's that. I guess. And
at least this one's supposed to be funny in some way. Where I guess the selfie was supposed to be funny, but I just thought it came off as creepy. I guess I laughed, but I thought it was definitely creepy.
Yeah.
This one was definitely creepy too, but I think it was mainly there to be funny. Like, a tickling machine. Why does he have that? Isn't that weird?
Like, if it was a selfie of 2 of the students or something, I would be like, oh, it's just a cute picture of 2 students. But no, it's like an older dude like grabbing a student and like taking pictures.
Yeah, and like grabbing him and like putting him to his chest. Like it would have been funny if he was just like maybe just like you had his arm around him, like just like as a pal or something like that. But like you grabbed him and like stuffed him into his chest. I was like, this is weird.
I guess it is like worth saying we're just dumb Americans. Like we don't know the cultural differences between America and Japan.
Sure.
Like there's things that are acceptable here that aren't there, and like vice versa.
Yeah, tickle machines are okay there.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, hey,
Which tickle machines probably aren't that weird in Japan, but here it was just weird because of the situation. It's just like him coming up like, you didn't make me laugh. And she's like, no, please. I was like, what the this is going to turn into a horror movie.
Easily and I'm saying this for like the manga too. Usually like the weirdest thing. So I'm glad it's out of the way.
That's a good point. All the weird stuff's out of the way.
Yep. And now it's just all carnage.
Murder.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Oh, that's good.
I don't mean just straight up like people just getting murdered left and right, but like this season,
but action,
we're due for like a lot of heavy stuff. I'm
ready.
Yeah,
2 episodes were good. That's 40 minutes right there. Let's go. I want some carnage. Like not even like murder. I just want like action.
Do you have any predictions? I guess this is an interesting case where since I know it's coming, I can just ask you like straight up. What do you think is coming?
I think we're probably not going to get some villain stuff for a couple more episodes. I think next episode is going to be, of course, Night Eye and Deku, and I have a feeling it's going to be a very much like a. I think he's going to make him laugh pretty early in the episode, and then it's going to be like Deku and Gran Torino. It's going to be like that again, where it's like he's like, I want you to train or whatever, and Deku's trying, but he's not succeeding or whatever, and then he impresses him at the end or something like that.
Yeah.
I could see that being the next episode after the one coming up this week. But yeah, like the next couple episodes are going to focus on Night Eye and Deku. And I could see maybe them doing similar stuff with like the villains appearing, and then maybe Night Eye has to help because we have to see Night Eye in action, right? Because we've never seen him before.
Yeah.
I don't know if that might be a little too similar to what happened with All For One and the crew showing up after Deku and Gran Torino were training. That might be a little too similar. So,
do you have any guesses on what Night Eye's power is?
Oh, that's a good question. It has to do something with his eyes, right? Because then they like make a big point of showing his eyes in the last one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe not. And his name's Night Eye. Also, I should say. It's like that's also another reason.
Something to look forward to. Something to look forward to is you'll find out next episode. So now's the only time you'll be able to guess.
Okay. Let's see. What does he do? We already have what's his name? The teacher that has that eye power.
Aizawa to erase powers. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say he can take control of people. Let's say that.
Wouldn't that be like Shinzo, the guy who can like control people?
Oh no. Yeah, you're right. Shit. What does he do with his eyes? It has to be an eye. Can you confirm it's an eye power? That's fine.
I mean, maybe. Like, yeah, kinda.
His name's Night Eye, right? Like,
I mean, yes.
He's a werewolf.
It involves vision. I mean,
yeah. At night, if he looks at the moon, he turns into a great ape, just like Dragon Ball Z. I'm gonna say he does something with sight that makes him more powerful. I don't know what. It be?
I think you'll like what you find.
He drains the power. Maybe I don't know, and then
let me just steal your power by looking at you.
Yeah, that's like the exact same as what's his name?
All For One.
Yeah, All For One. I don't know, man. There's so many weird powers already in this that like an uncreative person like me has to be like, I don't know, man. I have to like draw it out. I can't just think of one.
I wouldn't worry too much.
All right, so we'll find out next week. It's gonna be like he's gonna look at somebody and like give a wink, and then their head gets crushed.
Just like makes them blow up like the first guy in the beginning of the episode. Just explode.
Oh, maybe he like makes people levitate. That was stupid.
I can make you float 2 feet off the ground.
Yeah. Wow. Maybe it's something silly. I could see it being something silly, and that's the only reason why. Not the only reason, but that's one of the main reasons why All Might wanted him as a teammate is because he likes weak little things.
I would categorize it as badass.
Okay, it's badass. So there goes that theory. All right, we'll find out next week. I can't think of anything. Yeah. Maybe he shoots his eyes out like bowling balls. They like
that's
grow big.
That's it.
See?
You got it.
They come out and they get big and they
do that Tom and Jerry like cartoon eyes like whoa.
Oh yeah. Whenever something shocking happens. Yeah. Except they just keep getting bigger and they roll over. Like you can't control it too. It just destroys the city. Oops.
Well, spoilers, everyone.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oops.
So. All right. Well, I think that's about it. I don't think we missed anything for this episode. So
yeah, I mean, there was exciting stuff. It was just like there was one exciting thing, and then another thing that was definitely worth like talking about. Everything else is just like build up to both scenes. I'd feel, like it's just like build up to the part where overhaul unleashes the beast.
There was a lot of people commenting on my videos, like, "Man, I hope they don't censor the beginning part," because people like who read the manga know what's coming, and no, they didn't. They like straight up like showed it, so that's a good sign for. Things that are coming. So
yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
that's good. I like
because obviously it's like there is a worry like, oh, will they go that far in the show? Like, well, yeah, they are.
Yeah,
so,
awesome. Well, I'm glad they didn't hold back.
Because I remember in your reactions to seasons 1, 2, and even 3, you were like, man, I just want to see some stakes, some deaths, even. So
yeah, it's just like. I don't know. Maybe I'm just more used to shows having stakes. I mean, not even just anime, just like anything having like huge stakes. Like, oh man, this episode is gonna really change the way it goes. But
yeah,
most of the time that doesn't really happen with My Hero. I guess it changes like Deku mostly, but everybody else usually stays the same. Like Bakugo doesn't really change after the what was it called again? The whatever fight was the muscular fight or whatever.
Yeah.
Not that he was there, but that whole sequence, like no other character really changes besides Deku in that whole section, I guess. I don't know. I'm sure they do in minimum ways, but like I just want one episode where like everybody like it's just like what, and everybody's like destroyed.
Yeah.
Just like emotionally. Not that I want everybody to be sad, but just want that one episode where it's just like, whoa.
Like, yeah, we're definitely due for some awesome stuff. I feel bad. I feel good and bad, and I can't say anything. But also, it's also nice. I think it's a nice mix to have someone like you who's in the dark and someone like me who's not. So it's like, it's interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting. Me just like, I don't know what's going to happen. You like, boy, shit's about to go crazy. Hell yeah.
Okay.
I usually some people wouldn't like to know that, but I really like to know that. Like, because that makes me more excited for every episode now.
Yeah, I apologize to anyone out there who me saying exciting things are coming, they view that as a spoiler.
No. I don't think that's a spoiler.
Yeah,
I'm just saying some people might, like very few people might think that. But I bet a lot of people that watch your reactions also read the manga too.
I kind of get the feel that I'd say at least half the people do. At this point. So
right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So,
but I still try to be courteous to those who don't, because I feel like this show more than any other, it's like the quote unquote casual, like for people who don't watch anime but like they watch this show kind of thing.
A lot of people think that. I know that for sure.
Yeah, so it gets a lot of flack for that, but I'm just like, you can't call a show casual because it's viewed by a lot of people. It's not really fair.
It's not fair. Like when Dragon Ball Z was getting popular, I'm sure diehard anime fans back then, because I'm sure they were there, were probably saying the same thing. Like, you think this is good? How about Rurouni Kenshin? I'm like, that's great too. Dragon Ball Z, that's the good stuff. 10 episodes of just staring at each other until they actually fight again.
This one's very quick compared to Dragon Ball.
That's the great thing about My Hero. Is just like, usually a fight will last tops an episode and a half.
Yeah,
like, I think the All Might one was like, it started at the end of one episode and then finished like a little more than halfway through the next episode.
Yeah, that one was interesting though, because it wasn't like super fighty at the beginning. It was more like exchanging words, and then like one episode was mainly like the fight. So it's like, okay, max like 2 episodes for the fight. So
and it made sense for that, because there
was a lot to do.
The first time they saw each other in a long time.
Yeah.
So it was like, and this is the first time we see all for one, right?
Yeah, well, it's the first you see him, like, his whole body. We saw, like, really brief times where he's sitting in his chair, like, with his breathing tubes and stuff. And, like,
like, when it's Dragon Ball Z, it could be 10 episodes into the Frieza versus Goku fight. And I'm like, I know what Frieza looks like now. I know what Goku looks like. It's just like them staring like, I'm going to defeat you. And then Frieza's like, you have 5 minutes before Namek blows up. I'm like, it's been 10 episodes, bro. It's like 5 minutes long past.
Yeah. That's why I don't really watch Dragon Ball. I
love Dragon Ball, but when I was a kid, it was just like, I hope they wrap it up this episode because I want to wait another week. And it's just like, no, not even close. We're like at 2 minutes and 5 seconds. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god. We've been in the 5 minutes of Namek will blow up for like 10 episodes already.
Damn,
that's not even a joke, too.
We're like on a weird tangent.
Yeah, we are. Well, it's just saying like how fast paced.
Of course.
My Hero is. And,
it's very
how
quick.
I like that. Yeah, so I guess that's it.
All right,
good.
Leave you guys thoughts down below. Very overall a good episode, especially better than the recap that we got. I mean, the recap was fine. It's a recap.
Yeah, it was fine.
So what are you gonna do? Now we're actually going to really start getting into like the thick of the show. Definitely, I can promise you guys, starting this next episode, really cool things I think start to happen. And
hell yeah,
hold on to your butts, as Samuel Jackson would say.
Yep.
So,
hell yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. Until next time.
See ya. Bye.